Okay, I was getting ready to stream this morning. I think I can show that. This is there an easier, not easier, but I've always been doing my right monitor. Yeah, it's down here. I think I can show you this one too. Uh, Video capture. Let's try adding one. Browser source. Yeah, it's display capture. Okay, I'll just do this. This is the one we're already using, but I can open that up and change which display we're capturing. So if I show you this monitor, it's that's a little better. It's a window of a window kind of thing. But the point being, what I've usually got on my left is our broadcasting production. This is OBS. There's a couple different open source broadcasting software you can use, and you can link your local software to different networks. Like I could set this to. So I was going to start streaming. Was the whole point. I've started this recording, which is what you're watching now. Uh, when I went to start streaming, it told me my key for Twitch was bad, but the reason being, that's what I started with. Looking over here, let's go back to the other monitor. Window display capture. That's here. I'm just going to change from display 1 back to display 2. Okay. Could not access the specified channel or stream key. Please double check your stream key. If it is correct, there may be a problem connecting to the server. You're not seeing that message because I took you off that monitor, but I just got this message back in the OSB software. The reason I got that is because I tried to start streaming again, and that's what I'm doing here. I actually lost a follower, but historically, this is my first follower. Is Eat Kool-Aid. Then we got, I guess these are in order. Then I got Vorophobe and Needle It. I was watching Dylan Israel this morning, and he's just put up his video for 25,000. So while he's celebrating his first 25,000, I want to say hi to you first three. And I know this guy in real life. We've been friends for a while. So it was almost like a sympathy. It's like, oh, I see my friend has a channel. But he likes. I've seen him stream some video games too. He's a gamer for sure. So, anyways, the reason we failed to connect is because I left, and I'm only gonna do a 125-minute episode. That's why I don't mind rambling about this right now. 3 minutes in, I've been not really postponing. We're gonna get to the server this afternoon. They've been calling for a 40% chance of rain starting around 2, and it keeps backing up. But we finally get to around a 70% chance around 5. So the rain's coming. It's the front edge of it's when Hurricane Harvey's been going on this week. So it's been humid and then cloudy all week. So I've known we're going to get rained out. But I need to get about an acre in the backyard mowed. And then we're going to get rained out for 3 days. So I'll have plenty of time to come back and play with this. My point being, I'm just kind of postponing putting that, turning the server on for another episode. But I thought it'd be a good time to finish out some loose ends, and this is one of them, just to kind of explain some stuff. The reason we were having trouble with the Twitch API key isn't because they've rejected my access. It's because I'm already streaming. So if we go, see streaming. So if I go over here to my channel on the Twitch, and so this is good because I put these on YouTube. So now somebody I'm watching on YouTube now knows I have a YouTube channel. It says somebody's watching. Okay, I was kind of I don't know if that's me because I am watching. I've got the channel open, so this might be a feedback loop. This might be me watching myself watching me. So I'm gonna turn the volume off. Actually, I'm not. Uh, since I said this is the week of Harvey's going on, uh, this is something where I'll take audio from one source and video from another source and just randomly stream them together. I try not to record too much of that on the recordings. I had the first time I was playing around with my green screen. I did like a weatherman report because I was getting rained out from yard work anyways, and YouTube rejected it because I had a cold November rain playing. And they're like, nope, copyright violation. So no offense to Fox, the book we're reading, or anybody else, but Hurricane Harvey is going on this week, and that's what's gonna get me rained out for about 3 days. So we can crank out some episodes soon. Now it says somebody else is watching, so I can't be both of those. I don't have two windows open, right? Unless it's picking up the fact that I tried to start streaming. So, anyways, it wouldn't let me stream, and so it's counting my vodcast as a live stream. It's what's got my channel tied up right now, so it's not gonna let me compete with myself that way. But I thought since I'm just doing a quick 25-minute episode, I would just do this one offline. While I'm offline, I'm watching myself online. So, and that's kind of the thing with automation. Like you're getting AIs and robots to work for you. I could be doing whatever right now in the real world, in my real life, and I'm still leaving the channel open almost as a 24-hour a day commercial for myself. It's not a commercial. I'm not trying to sell you guys. I'm not trying to. I've been a salesman. I've been a photographer, traveling road salesman for 20 years. We'd go out and take family portraits, then go back 2 weeks later and try to sell all the 8x10s that we'd printed. And to me, it was like printing money. If you show a mom some pictures of her kids and you've done your job right, they're gonna find a way to finance those. They're gonna put them in layaway. They're gonna do something. And for me, this is the next elevation from that. We've gone from taking plain paper and making it valuable by its content to, I mean, we're just painting with pixels. And I'm recording my work day and I'm leaving it on a loop. And that's just saying, hey, I'm here and I'm available. I do this kind of work. This is what I do. This is what for years I've played around with it as a hobby, but I've got some financial obligations coming up, family oriented. I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife, but I do have a mother that's a widow, and I would like to. I would like to see the family property paid off before she's ready to retire. So, that being said, I've got a valuable skill set here that needs to be put to work. It's time to quit going from playing around with education to understanding the business cash flow aspects of what this is all about. And the channel is a way of automating a commercial for myself, but without being too much of a salesman. Painting with pixels. Producing positive productivity. Alright, so what's going on here? Let's go back to I talk but no one hears me. Getting dues weed. Helpless as I've ever been. I cry myself to sleep. I talk but no one hears me. What I can do is weep. Helpless as I've ever been. Oh, I thought I was waiting for it to finish loading. I'm just sitting here singing. Alright, what we need to do is open what we're looking for is on the desktop. And on the desktop, we've got this, it's using Chrome because that's our default HTML. So we're gonna edit this list for a minute. We got Monday, we got Sunday. We got about 15 episodes so far, which I want to produce about 16 episodes a day when I've got time to do it. So we're gonna throw all 15. We're gonna make a 16 episode day. And we're gonna make this guy shut up. What we really want to do now, we'll go over to YouTube. Uh, what I usually do, just this is a video diary too. Basically, just documenting glass house studio. The idea of living in a glass house. I'm just documenting my work. The Bob Ross Happy Little Mistakes. We're just documenting my work day. So if you're paying me, you know I'm not scrolling Facebook. Or maybe I am, but I'm being honest about it. I like to get this in the background. And what it's based on is 60 beats per second. And if that's all you search for, you'll get a lot of classical music. 1 heartbeat per second. It's kind of good for cognitive flow. But it's usually classical music that you get. So I'll add a couple other keywords. I'll look for ambient or house or space. And I've built, so far we've got 4 videos. Let's try this one, because I play that one a lot. It's at the top for a reason. But the cover photo here gives you an idea. It's going to be too loud. It's basically just a playlist. Even .NET Rux guy, he even made a whole Kickstarter. I think it was a Kickstarter. I don't know. He did an album based on music to code by. Just background music that's not, don't have lyrics. It's not distracting, but it helps keep the flow. Window capture. You don't need that one anymore. So what I want to do, we're about halfway through the episode. I opened brackets. We're going to edit this list down. That's what I was thinking about. And I want to change that to, I think, oh, I want to add to my template a little bit before we start getting carried away with this. Got a mess going on here. So I wanted to straighten this up. I don't necessarily want to edit history, but I do want to be more focused moving forward with it. 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so right now we're on episode 16. Let's work on that. Be there. And then that'll wrap up a day. Okay, save that. Not, this will be 16. None of that's going to be in here. Syllabus, is that what this is? Template for weekly time sheet. Okay, the reason I've been messing around with this so much, it's one document that is going to get, it's going to be like a template, and it's going to be used a lot. And so I just kind of, but it's also been a work in progress because I'm kind of thinking about how I'm going to use it as I'm developing it. So let's look at that last link we put in. And like I say, I don't want to spend a lot of time editing history. I don't want to go up here and change what I've already got. But I do want to look at how it's developing going forward. So our ordered list. Okay, so we want to keep that going up to 16, and that would match episode 16. I want to move this link to the bottom. Okay, I want to change the top link to the episode itself. So I want the top link to just say this and go to itself with this functionality, but then I want this one that we're referencing at the bottom. Okay. So I think it's right there that I want just the anchor tag. So what that looks like. Okay, so I was thinking we still need a break tag in there. Let's borrow this one. Control C. What's this all about? We'll throw that in there. I got that a lot. I've copied and pasted that from somewhere. I mean, obviously I do that a lot, but once you, whatever you're copying, you want to make sure whatever you're copying and pasting don't have mistakes in it. That's why I want to get this template down right. Alright, so we put the break. That's why it was in the original link. And then I've copied the link. Let's see if it's just okay, that's what's happened. Back to 16. That looks okay. I've got two links now. Did I get the break in there? Started to, never did. I should have just copied it with it. It come after. Alright, let's preview that again. If I just put it at the top, so I have to keep going to the bottom. Let's see. It's got the break in there, so that's the one we'll reference the book at the bottom. We'll keep that the same on almost everything. Well, pretty much the whole series. We're working on the book the whole time for this week. This is what we talked about this episode. So I want to put that in here. So cut this out. I don't need it there anymore. I need it here. See what that looks like. I think that's getting pretty close to what I had in mind, actually. And this thing, if you think ahead a little bit, even when you mess up and accidentally delete your file and keep changing your format, so I've got an extra break in there after the 16, so I'm getting extra copies. Should be able to just not have to worry about that. I think I can. I think I'm just doing it wrong. I think I need to quit hitting this every time and just go over here and look at it. Let's try that actually. Yeah, I've got two breaks here, so it's just give me an extra line for no reason. Maybe this one. I mean, it could be either. Or just for formatting's sake, I think I like that better. Beautify likes that one better. Don't matter, this is what we're looking at. So yeah, it'll be episode. I can't do this one yet, but I can update that later. I'll change this link here. The href will be equal. I'll copy and paste the link for that episode in here. So then this would take you to that YouTube video. Reference to what we've talked about, and then a link to what we've talked about. So this would be like show notes. So I could actually like copy 3 or 4 of these down. Be like, we talked about this book. I referenced this podcast, but it still gives me a template. And then on top of that, I can do this to my list and pop it down wherever I need to, which might also be the description box at YouTube. And I can just post my description in there like that. So I'm looking at ways to automate stuff that goes into the daily workflow. And that's what this is all about. So now that I've got this kind of set up as a template for the link. Alright. Again, I don't want to change what's already happened. I kind of do. Let's see. 1 through 8. Let's grab that section and throw it up into Sunday. So Sunday ends. There's where Monday begins. So I want to get all the list items out of that ordered list. So I think that's what I want right there. And we're going to add it to these list items. This ordered list. Let's see how that works. Oh, probably help to save it. That's what it is. The update happens on save. Okay. So let's see what we just did. There's Sunday with 18 episodes. There's an unnamed 2. We should delete that. And then Monday will become 2. And we'll start our work week on Monday. Alright. So we've got above Monday. I think I just got a half div somewhere. Let's try that. I think that's where it was coming from. It's kind of a broken fragment. Happy little trees. That's what it was. Sunday, Monday. Can always go back and edit these. I might spend the day just kind of watching my playlist back and edit the notes. But now that we've got I was going to make that a Monday. So we'll make this day 1. We'll start the work week Monday morning. I think this is actually Wednesday. But we'll make this Tuesday. And another thing, this just gives me metrics. In an 8-hour day, I should be able to produce 6.5 hours of video which would be 16 25-minute episodes using Pomodoros. We just hit 25 minutes. I'm going to run over a little bit. I've been kind of leisurely. I thought we had time to ramble. And really, this is good. I'm happy with this. I know I'm not finished working with it. Let me finish this up. I'm not going to cut the episode early if I'm still going to be working. Which is fine. Happy little trees. I don't mind running over 2 or 3 minutes here and there. So we've got Monday with 18 episodes. But really, only that 18 is the one I like. Let's pull that out. It's episode 16. This last list item. And now we can collapse Monday. And on our ordered list of Tuesdays, start something in here. Let's beautify it. Okay, so this will be the first one on that day would be episode 17. Okay, so we'll take that list item. So every 25-minute Pomodoro becomes an episode. So there's an hour. 50-minute hour for $25. Okay. But then we'll take there's 2 hours, 3, 4. Okay. So now we've made a shift, like a 4-hour shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm doing those all at 16, 17, 18, 17, 18. All right, that's fine. Let's change them as we go, anyways. So then we'll take a lunch break, and we'll come back, and we'll do another shift. And that'll give us 16 episodes. Wait, did I hit 15? Did I miss one? How did I do that? Must be where I pasted it. I must not have been in the right spot. 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18. But I'm only getting 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. What's up with that one? Alright, let's fix that. Something happened there. I put my cursor in the wrong spot when I pasted. I missed like a... It's fine, just fix that. Just go back and see what happened. It's only on the second shift. So... Spoon is right here. Must be when I grabbed the top. I didn't grab it right. Yeah, I got 16 now. So I just didn't get the... Okay, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17. You know what? I don't like this yet, and there's a reason. Um, let's go back to the top of Tuesday. After I do my list, I think we got to do it inside the item. Let's add another one of these breaks after the anchor. And it's just as easy to do this. We'll do it through the whole. We got 16 of them. That's easier than anything else. Just in this circumstance. Just Control V. I've got it on my clipboard. And I've tried to, this is a good example, I've tried to tell people that coding is like snapping your building blocks together. I guess Legos is a popular name brand, just plastic little toys, but this is just I just want to break, I just want a return block. But I'm just snapping that in there. A little plastic building block, happy little trees, all the way through the forest there. Just learning how to snap code together. Just adding a little block of break all the way through there. Do we need it on the end? Sure. Keep the format. Keep the. Yeah, we will. Well, maybe not. I don't know. What would it do? It would put a break between the end of the day and the next day. So yeah, it's a good spot to have one. All right, we'll do Control Save. Did it? Is it not gonna put my break in there? Thought it would. Did I break the link? Start a new one, I guess. Huh. I really thought that would work. So, putting something between, I think the line items, the list items have to be consecutive. So I'd probably have to change my list styling, so that might be a CSS challenge. Let me try one other let's go back. So all these are, I went too far. There. And we'll do an episode on Git soon. What I was just doing might be a good reference to a Git history. But I've got a way to abstract that. We'll do an open source story with everybody. I'll lay out a story, and we'll probably talk about licensing. But I'm thinking it'll be an open source story. I'll put down the first version, and then open it up to pull requests, and it'll be a community story that we can tell together. And then we'll pull that back in and use it. We'll illustrate the storyboard and make an online comic book out of it. Just to show some of the production stuff we can do. I've also got a guest scheduled soon. We are working on a comic, and to help her, see, for her to help me to help her, she's gonna template the GIMP files out. So we'll do an episode, or I'll make a separate playlist. We'll do 4 or 5 episodes, but I'll be teaching her the basic tutorials on GIMP, which will be learning for me too. I'm used to like Photoshop 5 whenever I got layers, and I think they added brushes in 7, but I always had a copy of 5, and I just kind of stuck there. I could bevel my fonts, and I could layer and drop shadow, and that I could usually do most of the design work I wanted with that. And with painting, I had a whole point in painting where I went through just using the primary colors. I would just paint with red, yellow, and blue. So kind of the same thing. I had my 3 basic things that I liked in Photoshop, And even when I saw those in CSS, when I could do a drop shadow in CSS, or I haven't found a good way to bevel the font yet, but I'm sure it's out there. I just need to spend a 25-minute episode, and I need to block out some time and do a search for how to bevel a font, because the developments in CSS, I'm sure it could be done now. But I could kind of see in Dreamweaver, you could like look behind the, could look at the code and see what it was doing to the HTML page. So this is a culmination of a lot of things coming together here. All right, long episode. We're already more than 10 minutes over. The one other thing I wanted to look at. See, I don't think you're supposed to put. I think what I need to do is CSS styling. But just out of curiosity, let's go to the top of Tuesday. Still got Monday closed. If I put my break, it's still in there. I thought I took those out. Let's do Control C. Again, that's what I was talking about with the get version history. Okay, this because it was changing the 1718. I see what now. I'm just trying to do Control Z to get back to a certain spot in our history. And I went too far, so I'm going to Control Y to get back forward. I just want to get to when we started adding all those breaks, really. There's the first one, so Control Z, that's not there. Alright, let's save that. Do we still have our live preview? Nope. So I'll make a new one of those. Okay. Just for an experiment, and then we'll wrap up the episode. I'll go do some mowing, and we'll come back and do the server this afternoon. And then I'll be rained out for like 2 or 3 days, so we'll see if we can copy and paste this down. We'll see if we can fill up a Tuesday with actually getting 16 episodes out. For now, beginning of Tuesday, when we go from episode 17 to 18, I want to see if I can put that break in the list without messing it. Because I think these have to be consecutive or it's not considered a list anymore. That like would break the list is my understanding. But the best way to learn is to just break it open and play with it. It did it. See, we learned something I didn't think that was possible. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but an old dog sure can study. So we'll just put our break. We'll put our breaks in our list. Do 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 do. Oh, I did a copy. That's not what I wanted. Control Z, Control V. Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. I'm taking my breaks out now. Control V. There's the one. Alright. Let's get this back on the clipboard. That's where I messed up. I copied nothing onto the clipboard, so I had nothing to paste. Alright. Booyah. 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 Posting little plastic trees here and there in a virtual cyber landscape. 'Cause it's all code in a matrix and it all snaps together. And you're living in a hologram anyways. So go out and play with some trees, plant a few more. Soak up some sunshine, some water, and some leaves. And post a break. Don't forget to clock in. Don't forget to clock out. Alright. So we've pasted our breaks all the way through the list. We'll hit Control S. Do a little preview back over here. Did it refresh? Break, break, break. Alright, that looks good. Even though I'd have to update the information, and that's really what I'll have to do. Just get Monday looking like Tuesday. I'll fork the file, which again goes back to what GitHub would. So maybe this is what I should use as my GitHub tutorial, my GitHub video, my GitHub playlist. But anyways, at some point I'll clean this up. I'll just take a copy of, I'll fork the file, so I'll have this to go back to at some point. But after I've done that, because I'll need the original for the notes, for the information that's in it. So basically I want to merge the information that's in Monday with the format that we've laid out in Tuesday. But the best way to do that is just copy Tuesday up here into Monday, but then take this information from a copy of the original and paste it in there. And then same thing, I'll probably have to like leave this open and go through and watch the playlist from Monday and fill in the information. But more importantly, we can fill in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday as we go. So we'll make out a 6-day playlist of 16 episodes. And if I did my math right, that's like 98 or 100. I think we hit at 48, and I thought we might as well go ahead and push it to a 50 hour week. I think this format hits right at 48-hour week. So we'll see. I may just leave it at a 48-hour week. 50 was just a nice way to round off the metrics. And that was the other thing. Doing these episodes have given me metrics. I know right now we're at 20% productivity as far as doing an hour and a half video every day. Excuse me. But that's about what I expected. I've still got a lot of outside work this time of year. I'm not predicting what I'd call 100% productivity until January, but I've got the metrics to know how we're ramping up to that, and we're hitting just below 20% right now. That being said, this was a long episode. I may end up counting it as 2, but to do that we'd have to go another 7 minutes. So what else do I need to work on? Thinking out loud here for a second. I can close this. I'll do a file. I've already saved it, but let's do a file. Save as. What I'm really curious about is my Dropbox. I don't think I've set it up yet, and I decided last night that I should. I've got OneDrive, but that's just like the free thing you get with your. I'm really thinking about Dropbox. I noticed I've got about 15 gigs on Dropbox, and I'm only using one of them. So I'm actually thinking about recording and then I've got to upload the videos twice. I'll upload them all. So right now they're going here, and this is probably the one we're recording right now, the first one of the day. But by the end of an 8-hour day, I would end up with I'm getting a gig an hour. 50 minutes is a 25-minute episode is 500 megabytes. So if I'm doing 2 Pomodoros, I'm uploading a gig an hour. So by the end of a day, I'm uploading 8 gigs twice. I'm uploading 8 gigs to Google, and then I'm uploading another 8 gigs to Twitch. Well, I'm uploading the same 8 gigs again to Twitch, but because Google Drive and YouTube are both Google, and it's in the cloud, I don't know which would make the difference more. I don't know if it's any smoother to upload from Google Drive to YouTube as it would be to upload from Google Drive to Twitch. I guess that's should theoretically be about the same. At least any difference that any difference that's there wouldn't be noticeable on my local machine. But what I'm wondering is if it would default to pulling them not from through my local processor. Probably not. It would probably still try and pull them through my local processor, even though there's a online copy in the cloud. So I'm probably barking up the wrong tree. But by thinking out loud, maybe somebody else will see this video and understand and give me a pointer. I might be able to lay it out as a site point or a Stack Overflow question if I ask it just right. But theoretically, we would save what we're recording. Let's see. We're recording again, so we would change our file, show recordings, show settings folder. It's probably under settings. There should be a place where I can save, yeah. Output, video, advanced, stream delay, recording. There's a place to set what directory it's recording to. I probably can't change it during a recording. It might be grayed out. So I didn't look at these the first time. I wonder if that wasn't red, if more would show up. There it is, output. Recording, okay, recording path, there it is. So I would change this to my Dropbox. But I think when I go, so I'm wondering if there's a plugin or something. I think when I go to, so I could change it to set the to record the local files in the Dropbox. But what I would hope to do is, instead of uploading from my local machine to YouTube and Twitch the same files, I would hope to just transfer from the Google Drive to YouTube and then possibly do the same thing with Twitch. But basically, I'm wanting the transfer to happen in the cloud, not locally. If I can do that for free, I'm sure somebody would do it for pay. But there should be a way to. I guess that's a lot to put on Google. I mean, they're already hosting 8 gigs daily, but that's a lot on my processor. Basically, when I do my recording, if I'm uploading that much video while recording that much video and running a filter to cut out the chroma key behind me. I listed it one day. I'm doing like 5 things that are about the most intensive thing you can ask a processor to do, and I'm asking to do them all 5 at the same time live. So I'm just trying to think through the ways to take that load off, because I've got a decent machine here for a home machine. I mean, it's not like the best gaming machine ever or whatever, but what we're doing for video production, it handles most of it just fine as long as I'm smart about managing its workload. So that being said, I think that's good for this episode. We actually got 2 this morning. We're running at 50 minutes. Oh, 40, yeah, exactly 50 minutes. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to go mow the backyard, microwave some pizza, and when it starts raining, I'll come back and we'll play with the Mongo database, and we'll start doing some CRUD in the shell. We'll add some files and delete some files and see what that looks like on the server. And yay!